Welcome back to the channel. This is James Wilson. Happy New Year. My first video and first race of the 2024 racing season, my 7th in motorsport. And here we are at Donington National, 8th on the grid in CSCC tin tops. Getting ready for the rolling start. And a good start, nearly getting past Richard Bethel's Clio. Came across a little bit, didn't want to go on the grass, I had to back out, but back on the power. Wide sweeping line into Redgate, let the cars on the inside have a little bit of space, and it's pretty much as you were across the line down through Hollywoods. Little bit of a rear snap there on the cold tyres. Still following these B1 Clios up ahead. We're in the B2 class. We've got the Civic of Reynolds and Ridgeon right behind me. And another Civic behind, that's Dave Hutchins. So I've got a little bit of space here as we go into Coppice on the first lap, and then down the Starskis back straight. Very low sun at this time of night, it's just gone 5:30 in the evening, so squinting a little bit. A little bit late on the brakes, not the perfect exit. That is one of the Integras pulling off with an alternator failure, I believe. That's another position, and here comes the Civic down the outside, just holding that middle line, and again middle of the track here, forcing the long way down the hill. I've given some space on the inside there, but I do have the inside line for the old hairpin. Just need to get a good exit up the hill. Try not to scrub off any speed. Managed to put out a little gap going into McLean's and up the hill to Coppice again. Falling back a little bit from the cars up ahead, but a lap later actually catching Richard Bethel and his Clio. Tantalisingly close. Just a little bit too far back to try something on the brakes, but a good exit keeps me closer than I've been before, but still just a little bit too far back. Got a nice gap on the Civic behind at the moment. Coming up to lap one of the first cars here. Gets a little bit tight on the inside. Thought the gap would still be there, but that was a little bit too close. This is where things get very confusing. That looks like a yellow flag up ahead there. I don't know if that's a reflection, but as we come down the hill, everyone is crawling. Richard Bethel's crawling, Papworth goes to overtake and doesn't, and then the Fiesta does exactly the same. And I'm just looking at all the marshal posts wondering, what are we doing? Look in the rear view, you've got the two Civics turning up. I have absolutely no idea what was going on there. End up just having to crack on, but what I didn't want to do is overtake 3 cars having missed a safety car board, because that would have been a black flag presumably, so went cautious there, but that has put the 2 Civics behind right on the tail. At this stage I'm still thinking what on earth just happened, and this is where I miss a gear. Yeah, brain fade, and that's let the Reynolds and Ridgeon Civic through. But I tried to outbrake it, but far too tight in the chicane, and that is going to be curtains by the time we get down to Redgate. So a dodgy lap. Yeah, just one of those things. Having a go around the outside. Tempting to throw it down the inside of Old Hairpin, but I'd rather try and get a good exit up the hill into McLean's, where I am traditionally quite good on the brakes. And you'll see behind me I've now got the blue Steve Papworth Civic. One of the cars that was running slowly behind Richard has now got back on it and is right behind. So it's Civics all over the place. Good exit from the chicane. Just touching distance of that car up ahead. Looking forwards, but also got an eye on what's going on in the rearview mirror, as that newer shaped Civic is breathing down my neck, lapping one of the RX-8s up the hill. Oh, so tempting, but didn't want to end up in the door. Papworth all over me as well. Having to go defensive. If he wants to go past, he's going to have to go down the outside. Slowly bring it to the left, give him enough space, but try and optimise my line through here. And again, look quite tight over the rumble strips. And he's going to use that power to get through, and I've left a gap big enough for him to go for. So sometime later, coming up behind one of the B2 Clios, a little bit of a disappearing gap there, but come up the inside of Coppice. So still chasing these two Civics up ahead, coming up behind one of the Alphas. Oh no, that's the Puma. So these are the Puma Cup guys, who all run very, very close. Makes it quite challenging to get through the traffic when they run so close together. That one definitely came from too far back. That was yeah, that wasn't on. So I give it another go now into Coppice. Understandably, they're in their own race, so they don't want to lose any time. None of us do. But that's put me a little bit back from the Civics up ahead. So this is now the pit stop, nearly career into the back of the Civic. That sun was just coming through the pit entry there. And look how difficult this is to try and Gary in the pits with the sun. That is exactly what it looked like. And there he is. A little bit of maintenance on the tyre pressures. We're a little bit over cautious with how long, we didn't really figure out how long it would take us to get us down the pit lane, and suddenly we're heading for 1:30 already. Mick Dwayne coming out the pits there. Didn't want to let him go, so I got past him. And that's a 1:37 pit stop. So 7 seconds lost there. And here comes Mick Dwayne in the B1 class. Trying to come through, trying to make it as difficult as possible. There's a Puma parked on the apex. Which again, I've got a slow exit from there, so that Clio, down past it goes. So I'm just going to slot in there and see what I can do, see if I can follow him. It's very, very quick. So I am able to hold on to the Clio of Mick Dwayne and Dave Hutchins, who start battling each other. Mick gets past. And then this is where one of the incidents happened. So 3 of us running down towards the crane of curves. And Mick Dwayne gets it all wrong coming up behind the lapped car up ahead. I lock the brakes and then just go for that inside line and get past the pair of them. This is obviously the Alpha now. And coming up behind is Andrew Windmill, leader of the race. So I was going to hover behind the Alpha and power up the hill, but I thought better get past it so that the track is a little bit more free. So just hold it to the right hand side, let him go up the inside. And then you'll see in the rear view mirror some of the other Civics will start to lap as well. Backing off of the yellow flag there, someone dropped it in the gravel, got back on the circuit. I think that was the blue Clio from earlier actually. Coming up behind the Fat Boy Fiesta, puts his hand out the window, lets me know he's there, gives me a nice clean run up the hill. That's appreciated. But you will see I've got the Dave Hutchins Civic chasing me down, has found some real pace in the last session, or the last stint I should say. So he's still following me, gapping in by a second or so. Coming up behind, another B2 Clio there, 3 abreast, up into Coppice, but I don't want to lose any more time here. I'm desperate to stay ahead of that Civic in the closing laps. Past the orange Mini, and then coming up to Dom in his Clio, and we have a few fun corners here. Got a great run out of the old hairpin. He's got his brake lights on. I'm guessing he's not pressing the brake pedal though. He's very good on the brakes on there. We both go a little bit wide. I think I'm able to get on the power just a little bit earlier than him. And then it's a drag race down the back straight towards the final chicane. And just do a simple block pass into the chicane and then try and get a good exit. So more Puma traffic, and then we have got 2 Civics battling in the top 3. You'll see the headlights ablaze and they are charging through the pack. There is cars all on different laps here. So I'm trying to clear the Pumas and then hopefully the Civics can power past me, but it's all going to get a bit bit tight and complicated down into the final chicane. So at first I think I'll hold the inside line and let them go, but they don't seem to be gaining as quickly as I thought, so I'll go for the racing line into the final chicane and very close to contact. That is fairly close. And then that's caused, it looks like Slater to come through. Let them both go into turn 1, dipping into the pit exit there, which I'm not meant to do, but just trying to give them the space as they are racing very hard. And 2 right. Behind is the Fiesta, Adam Brown. This time sticking to the outside of the entry to McLean's. Let him go and then fruitlessly try and hold on to him. More brake lights on in an acceleration zone. There seems to be a lot of electrical gremlins going right up there. Very, very low sun now. Need to be very careful on the brakes, not to just miss the braking zone and career into the back of someone. And that was it. Final lap, final corner. Managed to hold off the Hutchins Civic behind me. A couple of other people dropped out. It's a penalty, and that is P5 overall. Very, very happy with that. Wanted to go forwards from P8. Smashed the B2 class. So a good first day, first race, and yeah, a few little bits to do to the car. Some crazy vibrations coming through it. Hopefully just some fresh tyres, and we go again. Hopefully at Brands Hatch on May the 5th, entering New Millennium on the GP circuit. Hope to see you there.